Imagine this: you're a killer, convinced you've pulled off the perfect crime. You've planned every step, erased every trace, and left nothing behind that could tie you to the horror you've unleashed. The body is gone, consumed by flames in a forgotten field. No witnesses, no clues, no loose ends. Or so you think. But in the dead of night, as the embers cool, one survivor remains a silent sentinel whose loyalty defies death itself. This isn't just any witness, it's a dog. A faithful companion who refuses to abandon his post, whose barks echo like accusations in the wind. Today, on True Crime Uncovered, we dive into a chilling tale where a murderer's arrogance meets an animal's unbreakable bond. This is the story of Mandy Rose Reynolds, her devoted dog Titan, and the one fatal error that brought a killer to justice: he left the dog alive. What if the key to solving a brutal murder wasn't DNA, fingerprints, or a hidden camera but a dog's heartbroken vigil? Stick around, because in just moments, you'll see how one overlooked detail turned a cold case hot. But first, picture this remote Texas field, flames dying down, and a lone bark piercing the silence, revealing a survivor the killer never expected. The sun was dipping low on April 5, 2023, casting long shadows over the parched grasslands of rural Texas. Robinson, a sleepy suburb just south of Waco, isn't the kind of place where headlines are made. It's quiet, unassuming fields stretching out like forgotten promises, dotted with the occasional farmhouse or winding dirt road. On Heston Circle, a rarely traveled loop of cracked asphalt, the air was thick with the scent of dry earth and distant cattle. That's when the emergency call crackled over the radio: a brush fire. Nothing out of the ordinary in a region prone to droughts and careless sparks. Firefighters rolled out expecting a quick containment job, but as their trucks bumped along the uneven terrain, the smoke on the horizon told a different story. It wasn't the clean gray of burning vegetation. It was black, acrid, laced with something chemical and wrong, and as they crested the hill, the scene unfolded like a nightmare, revealing not just fire, but the remnants of something far more sinister. The first responders approached cautiously. The fire had sputtered out, but the smell hit them like a wall: synthetic plastic melting, mixed with the unmistakable odor of charred flesh. In the center sat a large storage bin, warped and bubbling, its lid fused to the sides. Peering inside, one firefighter recoiled. Amid the embers was a human form, curled, blackened, features erased. No way to identify gender, age, nothing. The flames had turned a person into an anonymous husk. But this wasn't an accident, this was deliberate, a calculated attempt to erase a life from existence. Detectives arrived, cordoning off the area. The remote location screamed body dump, a place chosen for its isolation. No signs of struggle, no belongings, no hint of who the victim was. Only the container, doused in accelerant and burned until nearly everything was destroyed. Investigators sifted through ashes, desperate for anything: a tooth, a zipper, a fragment. Nothing. The killer had been thorough. Yet, as the sun set and flashlights sliced through the dark, an unexpected sound broke the silence: a bark, insistent and raw, coming from the shadows. At first, officers assumed it was a stray. But this bark was different: frantic, focused, aimed at the charred container. From the scrub emerged a medium-sized labradoodle, white fur streaked with soot, eyes wide with fear and determination. He circled the scene, barking, guarding. When officers approached, he backed away, barks rising in desperation, positioning himself between them and the burned remains. This dog wasn't random, he belonged to the victim. And his presence was about to crack the case wide open. They tried to catch him, but he slipped into the night. His image lingered, a ghostly white blur against scorched earth. Detectives noted his behavior in their reports, unaware that this silent witness held the key to everything. As the body was transported away, the dog's barks echoed, a haunting reminder that even the most calculated crimes leave traces. Firefighter Jake Harlan later said the scene felt evil, staged, wrong. And the dog, he looked at us like we were the intruders. Meanwhile, Detective Maria Gonzalez couldn't shake the thought: animals don't lie. If that dog was protecting something, it's because he lost someone. Little did they know the next morning would bring the first breakthrough. If this chilling start has you hooked on the power of unexpected witnesses, pause right now and share this video with a friend who loves true crime. Let's spark a discussion. How crucial are technological advancements like microchips in solving cold cases? Your shares help support initiatives that bring justice to the forgotten. Comment below on why we need more funding for these tools. Dawn broke on April 6th. Forensics returned to the scene, but progress was slow. Without an identity, murder cases stall. The victim was a Jane Doe, another nameless soul at risk of slipping into cold case oblivion. Then came a phone call. Sarah Mills, a local resident, reported seeing a white labradoodle sitting motionless at the exact spot where the body had been. Not barking, not pacing, just waiting. Heartbroken, she called animal control. Officers arrived. This time the dog didn't resist. Exhausted, covered in soot, his spirit dimmed. They scanned him for a microchip protocol for all strays. The scanner beeped. Name, Titan. Owner, Mandy Rose Reynolds, 26, San Marcos, Texas. In an instant, the ghost had a name. Mandy, a young woman with a life, a family, a dog who loved her more than anything. Titan was the key, the heroic dog who spoke without words. With identity came progress. Detectives visited Mandy's apartment. What they found was disturbing. The place was cleared out, furniture gone, closets empty, fridge unplugged. Not ransacked, systematically erased. Someone tried to make it look like Mandy never existed. Her Honda Accord was missing too. Friends and family were notified. Mandy's stepfather cried as he said, she was always on the move, full of energy. Photos showed her bright smile, her love for hiking, for volunteering, for Titan. They were inseparable. This bond explained Titan's vigil. He was mourning his best friend. The autopsy revealed the truth. Mandy didn't die in the fire. She was executed with a .380 gunshot to the head. The fire was a cover-up. Interviews began, and one name kept resurfacing, her cousin, Derek Digno, who'd recently stayed with her. If this suspense is gripping you, hit that share button and spread this story far and wide. Why should we invest more in cold case tech? Your voice could inspire change. Share to support justice for victims like Mandy. As detectives dug deeper, Mandy's background emerged. Raised in Kansas, adventurous, independent, devoted to animals. Titan entered her life after a painful breakup. He healed her heart. But beneath the surface, tension simmered with Derek, jobless, unstable, often arguing with Mandy. He was cooperative at first, but inconsistencies grew. Then came the footage. The breakthrough hit like lightning. On April 4th, Walmart cameras showed Derek loading a large plastic bin, shovel, and gas can into Mandy's black Honda. Titan sat in the passenger seat, tongue out, innocent. These were the tools of disposal. Derek wasn't invisible, cameras saw everything. Titan's presence sealed it. Confronted, Derek cracked. He claimed he was buying yard tools, but evidence shredded his lies. Motive emerged: money. He found Mandy's savings and planned to kill her, clean out her apartment, and disappear. He shot her at home, loaded her body into the bin, drove to Robinson with Titan along, burned everything, and released the dog, assuming he'd wander away forever. But Titan didn't leave. His loyalty turned him into a beacon. License plate readers tracked the Honda to Wichita. A traffic stop turned into a high-speed chase. Derek crashed into a barrier. In his car, a .380 handgun. Ballistics matched the bullet in Mandy's skull. His fingerprints were on the weapon. From cousin to killer, justice was closing in. Officers recalled Derek's cold glare during arrest, muttering curses as they cuffed him. But the real hero wasn't in handcuffs, it was Titan, whose vigil had echoed through the investigation. If you're gripped by this betrayal, share this video and help fuel conversations on advancing cold case technology. The trial began in November 2024. Derek sat cold and still as prosecutors laid out the airtight case. Walmart footage, ballistics, chase evidence, the apartment cleanup. Titan's story wove through the narrative, moving the jury. He treated her like trash, the prosecutor said, but her dog treated her like family. The jury deliberated for just 30 minutes. Verdict: guilty, sentence, life without parole. Justice was served. Titan was adopted by Mandy's best friend, now living in a loving home. He attended the trial, a quiet symbol of devotion stronger than death. If Titan's loyalty inspires you, share this video and join the push for better cold case resources. In the ashes of betrayal, one truth burns eternal: a killer's plan crumbles against the fidelity of a faithful heart. And as shadows lengthen over forgotten fields, remember the silent watchers never truly forget. In the quiet aftermath, where embers fade to whispers, a dog's love lingers like an eternal flame, illuminating the path to justice unspoken.